Go ahead and get started by coming into a child's pose. Knees wide on each side of the mat, toes together. Just walking your hands out to the front, slowly coming into the pose. Forehead comes down to the earth. And just taking some deep breaths. Really focusing here on giving your hips permission right from the beginning of class to release. Seeing if you're holding tension there and just letting it dissolve on every exhale. Inhale, expand into the back and the hips, opening up. Exhale, tension dissolves, breath lets everything flow down into the earth. 3 more deep inhales and exhales on your rhythm. And then as you're ready, keep your knees where they are and just come up slowly to a modified tabletop pose. You've got your knees wide still. Starting by taking some circular movements with the hips, just trying to trace a big circle, keeping the hips soft and tracing a big circle here. Just feeling the openness in the hips and knees, seeing how far forward you can bring your hips and then how far back. And then as you're ready, reverse the direction of your circle. And then as you're ready, walk your knees to be right under your hips this time. And let's just take the right hip all the way over to the right. As you bring the right hip to the right, you might bring the left elbow down so that your forearm is down. Just getting a nice deep stretch in. And then over to the left, stretching the side of your hip. Same thing as you bring the left hip to the left. Right elbow comes down, maybe even all the way down onto the forearm. And then finally from here, let's take some traditional cat-cows. Inhaling, opening up through the chest, through the whole torso. And exhale, rounding the back, lengthening the tailbone, really dropping the head. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. See if you can feel this in your psoas. You are lengthening your psoas with this cat movement. One more inhale. And exhale, round. And then inhale back to a neutral position. And exhale, walk your hands forward just a bit. Curl your toes under and press up into downward facing dog. Walk your dog out, bending one knee and then the other, pressing back as you do so into the opposite heel. Stretching out the calves, stretching out the whole back of the legs. And then as you're ready, slowly walk forward to the front of the mat. Take a short forward fold here, just loosening up a little bit, grabbing the elbows. And then come into stillness, release the elbows, slowly roll up up all the way, lifting the hands up, Tadasana, and exhale, Samastitihi. We'll take 2 Surya Namaskar A's here, begin to warm us up. So inhale, lifting up, really stretching up again, feeling the psoas as you stretch up, and exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on your shins. Exhale, hands down, step your feet to the back of the mat, knees down, hinge forward at the elbows, chaturanga with the knees down, and then press the hips down to the mat, lift the heart up, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, 3 deep breaths, pressing the heels down to the back, pressing back through the straight knees. One more deep breath in and out. And then inhale, prepare. Exhale, step to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on your shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lifting up all the way, stretching up, lengthening through the front of the hips, i.e. the psoas. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. Second Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, lifting up, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands on your shins. And exhale, step back, top of a push-up. Knees up or down this time. Coming into your chaturanga. And then cobra or upward facing dog. Hips stay lifted for upward facing dog, pressing through those big toes to make sure this goes through the front of the hips. And then exhale, downward facing dog, stretch it out. And I'm giving a little bit of extra detail on the cobra and up dog because that's such an amazing stretch for the front of the hips, the hip flexors that we're working on today. And you can really tap into that, you can really access that by pressing in through the big toes and making sure that your feet don't kind of sickle out to the sides and over-exaggerate your low back curve at the same time that they miss the stretch in your hip flexors. So be mindful of that, and I'll try to keep reminding you. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, step. Maybe jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lifting up all the way, stretching up. And exhale, hands to your heart, Samastitihi. Coming now into Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. And just a couple moments here, making sure that you're lengthening the back and that you're not holding this through the hip flexors. It can be a temptation, but rather that you're kind of descending the sit bones down, lifting up through the hands, and keeping length here. Kind of coming down a little bit lower through the pressure in your feet. One more inhale, stretching the hands out, and exhale, fold down, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step back, top of a push-up. Taking a chaturanga transition, opening up, upward facing dog, and then maybe coming back through chaturanga for a double. And then downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot comes forward, back foot flat. Lifting up, warrior one, stretching up. And exhale, come right back down. Chaturanga transition. Single or double here. Pressing through the big toes. Keep that stretch where you want it. And from downward facing dog, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot comes forward, back foot flat. Inhale, lifting up, stretching through that right hip flexor. And exhale, right back down. chaturanga transition to down dog. 3 deep breaths here. And as you're ready, inhale, prepare. Exhale, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, just one breath, come into the chair. And exhale, straighten up. Inhale, just slight back bend, opening up. And exhale, hands in front of your heart, shameless. Second Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step back, top of a push-up. Make a chaturanga transition, make it a single or double. Pressing through those big toes. Make sure you're opening through the hips, and then from downward facing dog, inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot comes forward, back foot flat. Inhale, up warrior one. Exhale, open to warrior two this time. Inhale, right hand lifts, reverse warrior, stretching through the right side body. And exhale, come on down, chaturanga transition. And coming back into downward facing dog, maybe through the double, and then inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot comes forward, back foot flat. Inhale, lifting up, stretching up, warrior one. And exhale, open to warrior two. Inhale, left hand lifts, reverse. And exhale, come on down, chaturanga transition. Rinse it out. And go to downward facing dog. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, straighten up, lift up, inhale, come back just a little bit, opening up through the hips as well. And exhale, hands in front of your heart, Samastiti. Coming into another warrior base stretch, but with some holds this time. Inhale, Utkatasana, and let's stay there for a couple of breaths, just descending through the hips, lifting up through your hands. Again, not clenching here, and if you feel like you may be clenching, it sounds counterintuitive, but bring some grounding through your feet in order to bring your hips down lower, in order to support yourself through your connection with the earth. A couple more deep breaths here. And then inhale, prepare. Exhale, fold down, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, hands on your shins, flat back. Exhale, hands down, top of a push-up. Take your single or double chaturanga transition. Mindful of the up dog. And from downward facing dog, inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot comes forward, back foot flat. Inhale, lifting up into warrior one. And just take a couple beats here in your warrior one. Making sure that you're heel to heel. So if you traced a line back from your right heel, that would hit your left heel, or even a little wider stance. You're swiveling your ribs to the front. Hips can come towards square in the front, but the way our bodies are put together, they're never going to get square. So just let go of that and let stretch be your objective. And then we're going to take a couple of fluid movements here. Inhale, gaze up, lift up. Exhale, slowly sweep your hands down, bring your torso parallel to the earth. Fingertips just graze the earth and come back, and then lift them back up, stretching back up into warrior one, lifting your gaze as well, and then exhale, coming right back down, just hovering the torso inside the right leg. Inhale, lifting up, stretching up, arms reach up. Exhale, last one, hovering the torso inside the right leg. And then lifting up with the hands. 10 deep breaths here, settling in a little bit deeper into your warrior one. Using that heat that you've built. Seeing if you can gaze up at the sky. Lengthen the tailbone. Swivel the torso forward. Swivel the hips forward, but keep that openness in the left hip. Keep that forgiving openness that helps you feel fluid and clear. 5 more deep breaths. See if you can sink a little deeper. Last inhale, bring the hands back just a touch, gaze up, and come on down. Chaturanga transition, single or double. And from downward facing dog, inhale, the left leg lifts this time. Exhale, left foot comes forward, back foot flat. Inhale, up into your warrior one. Get the pose, get the alignment. You're kind of starting off right here. Make sure your stance is heel to heel or wider. So if you trace a line back from your left heel, it would hit your right heel, or your right heel would be a little bit over to the right of that line. And lifting up, torso swivels forward, hips opening, and then let's take our kind of swan dives here. Inhale, lifting the hands up and a little back, and exhale, bringing the torso parallel with the ground, hovering inside the left knee, fingertips graze the earth and then lift back, and then bringing them back up to lift above your head and a little bit back, and then exhale, torso forward, fingertips graze the earth and come back, and then come back up again like a pendulum on the inhale. One more exhale, coming down, and then inhale, back up into warrior one, and stay. 10 deep breaths here, descending through that strong stretch in the right hip, seeing if you can bring it to a deeper place by bringing the left knee bend a little bit deeper, by bringing the gaze up, by bringing the back long, tailbone descends, crown of the head lifts. 5 more deep breaths. And on your next inhale, come back with the hands just a little, and exhale, chaturanga transition. Excellent work. Come back into downward facing dog when you finish your chaturanga. 5 deep breaths here. And then as you're ready, inhale, prepare. Exhale, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. And stay here. Just descending down with the hips. Letting them be heavy. Letting that support come from the ground, the earth that supports you, from the four corners of both feet. Belly button in, tailbone long. And just consciously think, where are you finding strength? Where are you finding relief? And here you do want to be finding strength through the feet, through the legs, through the arms, release through the shoulders, through the fronts of the hips. One more inhale. And exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, hands down, chaturanga transition. Meeting in downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, inhale, the right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot comes forward, back foot flat. Inhale, lifting up warrior one. And exhale, opening warrior two. And just like last time, taking some time to get your alignment here. Your right heel, if you drew a line back to the left foot, that line would hit the middle, the arch of your left foot. Or it might be a little wider, but definitely not narrower. You want to bend your right knee to your capacity and make sure you can see your right big toe inside of it. You want to lift the crown of the head, but melt the shoulders down. Hands are stretching out, fingertips are alive. One more deep inhale and exhale. And then on your next inhale, coming into reverse and taking a couple of breaths here. Your left hand can be resting on the left calf, but don't put too much pressure. Stretching through the right side body. Descending through the right hip, lifting through the right hand. And then on the next inhale, straighten the right knee. Express here with the straight knee. Exhale, bend it back. Inhale, straighten the right knee. Express. Long line between the right fingertips and the right toes. And exhale, bend the knee. One more inhale. Lift and straighten up. And then exhale, bend the right knee. Coming back into warrior two. Just for 5 deep breaths here. See if you can descend a little bit deeper here. Bring the right thigh a little bit closer to parallel with the earth. And then as you're ready, right elbow comes inside the right thigh. Take a look at the sky and bring your left hand into your gaze and then stretch it up and out over your head. Taking an extended side angle here for 10 deep breaths. Right elbow can stay inside the right thigh, or right hand can come down to the ground or a block. Stretching here again. Long stretch through the whole left side body. And you can especially feel that stretch through the left hip. Inhale and exhale, and then inhale, reverse warrior, stretch it back and straighten the right knee. Bring the arms back to be parallel with the ground, and then we're coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Stretching the right hand over the right foot, and then eventually letting it rest down onto the ankle or the block or maybe the floor, and lifting the left hand up, Trikonasana. Hips traction towards the back foot, spine lengthens. Five more deep breaths here. And as you're ready, bring both hands to frame the right foot. Step the right foot back. Take a chaturanga transition and meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, repeating this on the left side. So inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot comes forward, back foot flat. Inhale, lifting up warrior one. And exhale, open to warrior two. Getting your alignment sorted out first. Making sure that your stance is not too narrow. Left heel aligns with the right arch or even the right heel. Take what you need. And you're stretching your hands out, engaging the arms, letting the shoulder blades melt down, and letting the hips open as they will. Let gravity do its work. Gently letting the bend in that left knee increase. Bending it a little bit deeper, maybe every exhale. And then on your next inhale, reverse warrior. Hand touch gently on the back leg. Right hand touch gently on the right leg, but not on the knee and not too hard. Give it a couple of beats here, stretching to the left. And then inhale, straighten the left leg. Stretch the left hand up. And exhale, bend the left knee again. Inhale, straighten the left knee, just coming fully into the stretch. And exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten the knee one more time, stretching back. And exhale, bring the hands back into your warrior two. Deep breaths here, settling in with kind of some newfound openness that you might have. And then as you're ready, gently place the left elbow inside the left thigh. Take a look up at the sky and bring the right hand in the path of that gaze, and then stretch the right hand up and over your head, feeling that stretch through the right side body as it expands. Left hand can come down to the ground or a block, or can just stay the left elbow into the left thigh. 6 more deep breaths. Inhale, reverse warrior. Straighten the left knee, stretch back, and keep the left knee straight, hinging forward into triangle pose. Left hand comes over the left foot, and then as it's as far forward as it'll go, comes down onto the ankle, a block. Right hand lifts up, Trikonasana. Taking some deep inhales and exhales. Again, consciously opening that hip, bringing the right hip into your imagination, and imagining your inhales and exhales dissolving any tension there. more inhale, stretch up a little higher with the right hand, and then exhale. Both hands frame the left foot. Come back, chaturanga transition. Amazing work. Resting down dog for 5 breaths. And then as you're ready, step forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Just give it 5 breaths here, letting the hips sink down. Fingertips alive, back long, belly in. And then inhale, lifting up, stretching up and back just gently. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. Samasthiti. Inhale, Utkatasana. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, top of the push-up. Take a single or double chaturanga transition, really paying attention to the hip stretch still. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, right knee to right elbow, hover. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, right knee to left elbow, hover. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, right knee to the center, and then step it forward. Keep the left heel up. We're coming up into a lunge. Just stretching the hands up and taking a moment here to just see where your hips are. See if you might need to drop your right hip, lift your left. And we're going to do kind of a lunge embrace flow that I do in a lot of my classes. So listen carefully. If you haven't heard this instruction before, open your hands like you're going to give someone a big hug. And then as you close your hands, you're rounding the spine, bending the left knee to the ground. And then inhale, straighten the back leg, open the arms. Exhale, bend the left knee, bring the arms in, chin into the chest. One more, inhale, opening up. And exhale, hugging in. And then inhale, lifting up all the way. 10 deep breaths in this lunge. Opening up through the left hip flexor. Opening up through the heart. Opening up through the mind. You can do this. One more deep inhale and exhale. Hands in front of your heart, Samasthiti. Gently lower the left knee all the way to the ground. Bring the top of the left foot onto the mat. And bring your hands interlaced behind your head, like you're about to do some sit-ups. Rest assured you are not at this time. And what we're going to do is take kind of a modified low lunge flow to open up the psoas on the left side. So inhale, bring the elbows back, bring the hips forward, coming deeper into your knee bend and deeper into your lunge. And then exhale, bring the elbows in, chin to chest, right leg coming towards straight. Bring your gaze down to your left knee. So you're rounding the back, of course, but that gaze can just lead you more easily than the mental cue, round your back. Inhale, bring the elbows back, bring the hips forward, open up the chest, come deep into the lunge. Exhale, right leg coming towards straight gaze of the left knee, rounding the back down. Inhale, one more time. opening up into the lunge. And exhale, elbows come together, chin to chest, right knee comes towards straight, and you're gazing towards your knee, bringing that left hip right above the left knee. And then from here, come back to 45 degrees with your right knee bend. Release the hands, and we're going to take kind of a quad stretch. So if you have sensitive knees, you might want to fold your mat under your left knee. And for this pose, maybe just bring a block at the highest height available, just so that you've got it ready right in the center front of your mat. From here, you've got your left knee down, your right knee is bent at a right angle, and just up forward just a little bit onto the left knee so that you can grab the left ankle with the left hand. And take a couple of moments here. You may be resting your right hand on your thigh for balance, or you may be using blocks. Do whatever you need here. And then this might be enough, and you might just be very happy to sending the left hip down into the earth. But if you can, pass your left ankle from your left hand into your right hand, if your balance allows, and then come a little bit deeper into this stretch. Left hand might come to the block or to the ground. Just inhaling and exhaling, opening up through that hip flexor. You can come forward more. If you've got your hand on the block or on the ground, you can play with your right knee position here. Increase or decrease the stretch. 5 more deep breaths here. Making sure you keep that motion of the left hip descending, leaning into it, opening up. And then as you're ready, release the quad, bring the left toe back to the ground. Frame your right foot with your 2 hands. Lift the left knee off the ground, and we're coming into a standing split, so walk the hands forward just a little bit. And then stand up onto the right leg, both hands down to the ground. For your block, really bring the left hip down, right hip up as you lift the left leg. 10 breaths here, making sure you keep that motion of the left hip descending, right hip lifting to get a nice stretch into the hamstring, but also maybe into the side of the hip. Slowly bring the left foot to meet the right. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up all the way to Tadasana. Stretching up. And exhale, Samasthiti. Second side of this flow. Inhale, Utkatasana, just 1 breath. And exhale. Fold down, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on your shin, back long. Exhale, hands down, single or double chaturanga. Meeting in downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, inhale, the left leg lifts this time. Exhale, left knee to left elbow hover. Inhale, lifting the left leg. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, left knee hovers in the center and then steps down. Right heel stays up. We're coming up into a high lunge. And get yourself set in this lunge, dropping the left hip, lifting the right if you feel an imbalance. And then get ready for our flow. Inhale, open up the arms, get ready to embrace. Exhale, bend the right knee, chin to chest, arms come in for the embrace. And then inhale, open up, straighten the right knee. Exhale, embrace, round the top of the back, bend the right knee. Inhale, open up. Exhale, embrace. And then inhale, lift your hands straight up, and we have 10 breaths in this lunge. And you might feel too tired to do 10 breaths, and that's kind of the point, because you're too tired to hold your hips in the same old position that they normally get held in. So you're going to sink down into gravity, open up those hips. One more inhale, lifting up, just slightly back, and exhale, hands in front of your heart. Right knee comes down, top of the right foot comes to the ground. And then getting ready for our low lunge flow, interlacing the hands behind our head. Inhaling, bending the left knee a little bit more, stretching open with the right hip flexor, elbows come back. And then exhale, bringing the left leg towards straight, bringing your gaze down through the right knee. Elbows come together, chin to chest. And then inhale, open with the elbows, open with the chest, open with the right hip flexor. Exhale, into chest, elbows together. Inhale, open up. Exhale, one more time, gazing down. And then come back to neutral. Have the right knee if you need to. Make sure the block is at the center of your mat. See if you have it for support if you need. And then bending the right knee, bring the right ankle into the right hand. Taking a couple of beats here. Descending the right hip down into the earth. Just letting that stretch happen. And then if it's open to you, just pass off the right ankle from the right hand to the left hand. Takes a little bit of balance. And then right hand comes onto the right thigh, or to the ground, or to the block. And just stretch yourself down a little bit further, just bringing this right hip close to the ground as you can. And just rest here. Again, consciously let go. As you're ready, slowly release the left ankle. Bring both hands on either side of the left foot. Curl your right toe under and straighten the right leg. Walk your hands forward a little bit and hop your right leg forward a little bit before you hop up into your standing splits. Both hands down to the ground for your block. And again, 10 breaths here, but not just any standing splits. You're lifting your right leg and then very specifically lowering the right hip, which might give you a really nice stretch from that left outside hip, and is guaranteed to give you a really nice stretch in that hamstring. So see where your openness is here and work with that. more inhale and exhale. Bring the feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up all the way, stretching up. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. Shameless. Coming now into standing flow. Keeping your block handy, right in front of your mat if that is helpful for you to do half moon. And let's go. Inhale, lifting all the way up, stretch up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, both hands down to the ground or your block in position for half moon. And we're going to take 3 half moons on both sides and then end up holding on one side. So inhale, just gently lifting your right hand and your right leg up into a half moon, expressing fully, and then exhale, bring them right back down. Inhale, left hand lifts, left leg lifts, half moon on the other side, opening up through the hip, and then exhale, come right back down. Warming up, stretching out. Inhale, open and lift the right hand and right foot. Exhale, bring them back down. Slow, deliberate movements for your balance and for your muscles. Lifting up on the left side. Exhale, down. One more time, both sides. Lifting up right, opening up the heart. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, lift up on the left. Opening, and then exhale right back down. And this time, opening up to half moon and stay. Try to externally rotate your right foot so that the toes are pointing more to the ceiling. Not going to happen, toes pointing all the way to the ceiling, but more in that direction. And you might see as this happens, if this lightens up your left hand and maybe even your left hand can come up. Take 5 more deep breaths here. Externally rotating the right foot, really feeling that coming all the way from the hip socket. One more inhale, and exhale, come all the way down. Take a couple beats in a forward fold. Knees can have a little bend to them. And then as you're ready, we're coming on to the second side. So plant the right hand onto the block or onto the ground and lift the left leg up this time, left hand. One breath, half moon on the left, and then exhale, come on down. Inhale, right side, express, and come down. Inhale, left side, lifting up, opening up, and bringing the left foot and the left hand down. Now lifting the right foot and the right hand up into half moon. Exhale, coming on down. One more on each side before we hold, lifting up left and down. Lifting up right and down. And then finally lifting up on the left side. Into position and then seeing if you can bring that rotation of the left foot, bringing it all the way from the hip. Maybe that lightens up the right hand and you can hover here. Maybe you've got your hand on the ground or the block still. Just breathe here, opening up through that hip. Inhale and exhale, right hand down, left hand down, both feet down. And take another forward fold here. You take the peace fingers around the toes. Anything to just let you drop in. And then as you're ready, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up, stretching up. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. One more variation here. Inhale, lifting up with the hands, Tadasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and as you do this, place your left hand on the block or the ground, getting ready to come up into half moon on the right side. Inhale, lifting up on the right side, and this time you can stay here, just rotating the right foot out from the hip joint, or if you'd like to take a bind and grab the right ankle with the right hand, coming up into Chapasana, be my guest. And once you're in Chapasana, if you've decided to go there, see if you can cultivate the same hip opening, the same release that lightened up your left hand as you did last time. Just rotating the whole pose to bring the heart shining up to the sky. Three more deep breaths here. And then on your next inhale, release the bind. Lift the right hand up and exhale, both hands down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, right hand down this time. Lifting the left hand and left leg up into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. And then either staying here or taking the left ankle into the left hand, opening up into Chapasana, and then cultivating that openness in the hip. Shine the heart up to the sky. More inhale, releasing, ankle, leg and hand up, and then exhale, come on down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lifting up all the way. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Coming into dancer's pose now, Chaturanga. Not dissimilar at all from Chapasana. Round your left foot down, take your right ankle into your right hand. Bring your left hand up and in front of you, and then press your right ankle into your right hand, opening up here, making sure you traction the right shoulder forward in order to anchor this, and just lifting up through the right foot, through the traction that you have, just like a bow and arrow. 5 more deep breaths. Every inhale, lift a little higher. Every exhale, ground a little deeper. More inhale and exhale, come back to standing. Just bend the left knee and then the right, walking things out, and then coming into dancers on the second side. Grounding the right foot, lifting the left ankle into the left hand, grabbing on, stretching out with the right hand, and then pressing firmly with the left foot into the left hand, opening up. Right shoulder comes back, left shoulder comes forward to help you lift up that leg. Five more deep breaths. One more inhale, and then exhale, come down. Walking at the feet. Just a couple more standing poses here. Next one we're doing is Padangusthasana. First to the front and then to the side. So ground the left foot into the ground. Clasping your hands around the right knee, lifting it up. And then you'll either keep the knee or take the big toe with the peace fingers and extend your foot out. 5 deep breaths here. And from here, slowly bring the right foot over to the side, 45-degree angle. Left hand can come over to the left. 5 deep breaths here. Grounding down through the left foot, opening the heart. One more inhale and exhale. Bring the foot back to the center and release. Walk it out. Ground the right foot this time. Bring the left knee to the chest, clasp the hands around it. Just move it around a little bit, stretching it out, and then fingers around the big toe, peace fingers around the big toe, and extend the left foot in front of you. 5 deep breaths here. Lengthening the hamstring, but also lengthening the back, lengthening the crown of the head up. And on the next inhale, bring it out to the side. You can open your right hand out to the side as well. Really tacking that right hip in. Grounding the right knee. Grounding the right foot into the earth. 5 more deep breaths. Slowly bring the left leg back to the front, release the foot, bring both feet down, walk it out. And just one more standing pose here. We're going to take a tree, however you like, but you can get a nice hip stretch if you take a back bending tree. So if your balance is permitting that today, that's what I will guide you through. So to come into your tree, bring the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Take a couple of moments to just kind of get set here, really grounding to the left foot, pressing the right foot into the left thigh, pressing the hands together. And then as you feel solid, bring the hands up, growing your tree. And then as you're ready, if you're ready, come back, gently bend back like you're bending back over a beach ball. And every time you come back, you want to come long a little bit more. Tacking both hips down as you bend back openly and freely. One more inhale here. And exhale, come back to center and tree and come down. And take the other side. Grounding your right foot. Bringing your left foot into your left thigh. Hands together, feet firmly into the surfaces they are pressing into. Hands firmly together and then lift up, stretch up, and if you'd like, gently come back. Seeking length first and then extend. If you're ready, coming back to center, both feet down, walking out the feet, and then bringing the toes just outside the sides of the mat, heels inside. We're coming into Malasana, so make the stance as wide as you need it, and then coming down, upper arms come into the thighs. Make sure that you're really opening the heart, breathing into the full back, letting the hips sink down in the direction of the earth, but not setting the sit bones down just yet. Taking a couple moments here. And then as you're ready, do go ahead and set the sit bones down, come to the middle of your mat. And we're going to take just a couple of Navasana movements. So coming into boat pose, bring your hands behind your knees and then flex from your sit bones and lift your shins to parallel or lifting all the way up. Inhaling into Ardha, straighter legs hovering above the earth, and exhaling back up into Navasana. Inhaling open, exhale Navasana. Inhale Ardha, exhale Navasana. 7 more. Inhale Ardha, exhale Navasana. Just engaging the core so we can stretch it out in just a second. Inhale Ardha Navasana, exhale Navasana. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift, and then lower all the way down. You can bring your feet wide, knees windshield wiper from one side to another. Get right into stretching out those psoas. Just take a minute to go back and forth like that. And we're going to come into a couple of final back bends. So prepare yourself now for bridge and then for wheel. If you're totally cooked, totally an option to do supported bridge this whole time, bringing the block under your sacrum. Otherwise, take any combination that you'd like, and let's go. I'm going to start with regular bridge. So bring the feet close to your sit bones, lifting the hips up, clasping the hands under. Once you've got the hips up, walking the shoulders under, and lifting the hips up a little farther through the pressure in your feet. So that's important. Let your butt relax. That's not what holds this up. It is the pressure in your feet. So see if you can do that and reap the front of hip stretching that comes with that action. Inhale and release. Take a beat here and then get ready to come back into bridge or into wheel. If you're coming into wheel, you'll bring the feet close to your sit bones just like you did for bridge, but you'll bring the hands, palms down under your shoulders, fingertips pointing back towards your feet, elbows pointed up, and pressing up into a full wheel. Once you're in your wheel, make sure you walk your toes in, heels out, as the tendency is to be otherwise, and press up. Really feel the stretch in those hip flexors. 5 more deep breaths. Slowly lower down. Knees together, feet apart. Just give yourself a couple of moments to just feel this coursing through your body. Maybe one more. And then as you're ready, last one. Spread your wheel. Get ready. And up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come down. Excellent work. And then twist it to Baddha-Konasana. Feet together, knees apart. And just give yourself a rest here. Bringing your thumbs over your hip flexors, hands towards the back of your thighs, and just pressing down, lengthening the spine, lengthening everything through those hips, just letting the body release here in that area that we've been stretching today. And then release that push whenever you're ready. Take a couple breaths here in Supta Baddha-Konasana. And from here, we're going to come into pigeon. So you could come in any way you want, really. One way is just to rock yourself back and forth, up into a seated position, and then into a downward facing dog, and then bring the right foot forward to pigeon. Take any other way that you want. From downward facing dog, if you're coming from downward facing dog, you're hovering the right knee forward just long enough to set the right knee behind the right hand, right foot behind the left hand. Shin as parallel to the front of the mat as it can be. And then just walk back a little bit with that left leg. Getting into kind of your initial position for pigeon here. Tenting the fingertips on either side of the leg, so left hand is nearest to the left foot, right hand to the right knee, and just taking some waves down, leading with the heart, hinging at the hips. Inhale, lifting back up and maybe walking the left knee back a little bit if you've been able to find a little bit more openness through the right hip through that wave. And repeat. Just a couple more times. Every time you come up, walking the knee back a little bit, if you're able. And then as you're ready to come into your final pigeon pose, come in and relax, but as you do this, a couple of parameters. Keep a gentle tack in with the left big toe. Same thing as the upward facing dogs, though it's a slightly different result, but you're just keeping yourself in line, in center, to stretch what you want to stretch. And make sure that you're not leaning out, collapsing to the right. Put a block under your right hip if that helps you to avoid doing that, and if your hip is not on the ground. And breathe deeply here. And as you're ready, gently coming up with your torso, but staying in this position. We're coming into mermaid, so bending the left leg, bending the left knee. Gently doing that and grabbing the left ankle with the left hand. You can bring the fingertips of the left hand right over the left ankle. Heel of the hand is on the toe, drawing the leg in, and really send the left hip down actively to the ground. And if this is okay for you and you feel like a little bit more, you can work that toe into the crook of the left elbow and descend down that way. 5 more deep breaths. And then as you're ready, slowly releasing, coming back into downward facing dog. And taking a couple breaths if you need it. And then as you're ready, coming into pigeon on the other side, bringing the left knee right behind the left hand, left foot right behind the right hand, walking the right knee back, and then tenting the fingers to your sides, hinging with the hips, leading with the heart, making some waves down to open up the hip. Walking the right knee back. Take advantage of the openness that you're creating. And as you're ready, come all the way forward. Just keeping that gentle pressure in the right big toe. Letting everything else drip into the earth. And then as you're ready, bringing your torso up, hands rest, left hand rests, palm down in front of your shin, bending the right knee, grabbing the right ankle with the right hand, and then seeing what you can do with this stretch. Maybe bringing the hand to the front, maybe bringing the right hand to the front of the right foot, heel of the hand at the toe, fingertips coming down over the ankle, and just pulling that leg in as you descend the hip, bringing the toe into the crook of the right elbow, if that's open to you. Again, consciously descending the right hip down, opening up through the heart. And then as you're ready, slowly release everything down. And this time, just sit down onto your left hip. Bring your right foot up and around. Laying back and taking the knees over the hips. Just taking a couple of final movements, bringing the knees down into the hips. Integrate them back into their sockets. Might feel kind of a nice tingling as you do this. Just experiment with it. And then as you're ready, Bring the feet down in front of the sit bones. It's long enough to move the sit bones over to the left. Lift the knees up and bring them over to the right. Gently bring the right hand on top of the left thigh. Left hand reaches out to the left. And open up for your twist. Deep inhales and exhales are the only movement you have. If you're ready, coming on to the opposite side, you can keep the feet down, move the hips over to the right, and then lift the feet up so that your knees can come nice and tight and towards the left elbow. The least amount of strain on your back. And the left hand over the right thigh. Stretch the right arm out and take your twist. Just breathing in. Breathing in openness. And exhale to release. Back. One final posture of your choice. I'll take a happy baby. You feel free to take anything else that you would like to take. Just a nice, gentle, integrating pose. And then if you're ready, release whatever pose you have. Extend the legs down. Maybe taking a couple of windshield wipers with your knees on the way to take out those hips. And then let your feet splay out to the sides once you've extended the legs. Arms can reach out to the sides. Or you can just kind of lay them both onto your hips. Just giving some love, some warmth, some openness to this place that we have been working through. Inhale, and exhale, just deeply. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Your knees and shins release. Inhale. Exhale. Your thighs release. Inhale. Exhale. Your hips release. Kneeling down into the earth. Inhale. Exhale, your torso releases. Spreading out. Inhale. Exhale. Your chest releases. Shoulders melting into the earth. Inhale. Exhale, your arms release. Resting wherever they are. Inhale. Exhale, your head releases. Heavy into the earth. Release the dispersion. Your head, taking a full body stretch here, into your toes, and then knees up and over. Take a couple of gentle rolls onto your back, and then move up to the right side. Rest in fetal position. Ready, gently come up to a seated position. The thumbs into the earth, crown of the head lift. Hands on your knees. Giving thanks for taking this time to open your body, open your mind, consciously release so that you can strengthen and go forward stronger into your day. Inhale, lifting up the hands, wrapping up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart, Samastiti. Inhale for Om. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today.